Innaminka, and we're going to be heading towards Birdsville tomorrow morning, spending 2 nights here just to give Greg a bit of a rest from all the driving that we've been doing. The road's been pretty rough. Just going for a bit of a walk down to the Cooper, which is just down there. This is Cooper's Creek, well known as being a place that Birth and Wells stopped on their trip inland to find the great inland sea that, of course, was never found. There's some spectacular trees in this area. Coolabah trees, red gums, parrots. There is an abundance of bird life along Cooper's Creek. The town common has many well shaded campsites. There's drop toilets, it's $10 a night. Innamincka has a lovely little pub and post office, general store. Not a fantastic supply of goods to buy, but you can get some fresh veggies, though I'd suggest bringing your own long life milk because they don't usually have fresh milk. You can hear all the birds up in the trees. There's another couple of parrots up there. There must be a hole in the tree up there, and that's their little place that they nest. If you are coming to Innamincka, I'd suggest bringing your own wood, as you're not allowed to collect wood here. You can see how full the Cooper's Creek is at the moment. Not usually quite this full. Although a lot of the town common looks like this, where you can camp, there are beautiful areas to be found if you just take a little bit of time to search, like this little beauty here. Tomorrow we'll head back onto the road. Just being visited by some crows at the moment. Another beautiful sunrise in the outback. We're headed for Birdsville today, and then we'll do a quick drop in, and then we're back on the road again and heading towards Mari, and we'll probably camp somewhere between Birdsville and Mari. Grease, letting down the tyres before we go on the next leg of our journey. As the roads are a lot rougher, we're going along the old Birdsville track. road is slow going, so taking a bit of a short break. We're having to drive down a small track alongside the road as the road itself is filled with deep sand.
Slatting the boys It was a challenging time for the crew who were helpless in the situation. No one they could have gone faster and make that was the steaming punishing having indeed mollusks taken up measures. The presence was not concluded as the flying and power came beyond me, whence everyone would feel the
Lakey desert. Evidence of some sort of vehicle mishap. There's a few of these wrecks out in these desert regions. Not even a tree. As you traipse along this like the explorers, weeks and weeks on them. These are the Gibber rocks. After. The whole area is just covered in rock as far as you can see. To one of the station owners who drove up next to us, and he sort of intimated that the road wasn't open, but he said that we should get through, which is not the information we've been given. He told us a car and caravan had come down before us and got into difficulties, but that we're through the worst of it now, just this little bit to go. We have ample supplies, lots of fuel, lots of water and food. We have CB radio and EPIRB, Max Tracks, winch, the whole lot. So we reckon that we'll be right. We're at Cadelga outstation, an old property. There's our old chicken coop, and here is the ruins. Quite a large house, made in the same way a lot of the outback old houses are. You can see they've just used paddock rock and probably a limestone mortar of some sort that they've made themselves very simply. Rough on the ground with lots of stones to dodge. And you can see the walls have fallen in, the old wooden lintels. Windows. This is probably the old kitchen. Many good meals being cooked on that fireplace, I've no doubt. currently 32 degrees at present, and it feels baking hot. You can see evidence of old fences here that they would have tried to keep some stock in, maybe some milking goats or a milking cow. And here's an old vehicle that's certainly seen better days. And down here there is a permanent waterhole. As we passed over the ford, there was another one that wasn't there a couple of years ago when we came this way. But can you imagine living here? And there's not much out there. A few scattered trees, and that's about it. We are just about to cross the Queensland border, so we're leaving South Australia and into Queensland. Birdsville still. We've been driving since 7 a.m. this morning. It's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We've had a break. It's been a long day over very rough roads. And Greg's just noticed that we've got no electric brakes. Something to do with brakes. Down there, 117 kilometres, is Birdsville. We're back driving again. And what happened to the brakes, Greg?
The trailer plug had rattled out and been dragging on the ground. Managed to bend it back into shape to get us to Birdsville. And I've got a new one anyway, I'll put it on later.
When you're in the outback, it's always a good idea to have a lot of spares for things that commonly break down.
Directions to those officers to seize and carry off some of the natives. The boats proceeded to Langley Cove, where
First vehicle since Innamincka, other than the station owner.
Here the road widens to form an outback airstrip, so the Royal Flying Doctor Service can take people to hospital.
there was some chance when the ship was lightened of this weight.
Search for a battery end because it came loose again and has dragged and is totally gone. You've got one?
Yep.
Fantastic. But we'll save that job for camp, seeing it's 33 degrees outside and it's only about 30 kilometres to Birdsville. There's the mighty Diamantina River.
drop into the Birdsville bakery, which is famous for its fantastic pies. This is the iconic Birdsville Hotel. It does a great meal, and when the races are on each year, it gets flooded with people.
We're driving along the banks of the Diamantina River looking for a campsite. We've been to the information centre and they've said that there's free camping along the banks of the Diamantina. The mighty Diamantina River still in flood, so we were given a warning about where we camp, but we're only here for overnight, and the fellow we saw on the other side said it only came up about a foot or so last night, and we're a good 10 foot above the water level, so we'll be right. One of our fridges has decided to die. It won't go any lower than 5 degrees. It is a bit of an old one, so it might be time just to replace it, I think. But yeah, these things do happen on a long trip. You always have to be prepared. We do have 2 other fridges, so we'll be right. That river is actually flowing quite fast. You can see the current coming down.
It's been a great day on the road today. Rough in places, but that's all part of the fun of off-roading. Tomorrow we're heading down to Maree. Not sure where we'll stop for the night. Depends on how good the roads are. Hopefully you can join us for that. Subscribe for more.